It's a really good day over here at AEW. We were very thrilled and excited to be able to say that we sold out, all out, and that we sold it out in 15 minutes. And we could have sold it out more than once, because I'm told at the peak there was 137,000 people in the queue. That is unbelievable to us. I know that people maybe think we expect these things, but we really don't. We know we have a fantastic fan base, but you guys continue to surprise us every single time, and we can't say thank you enough. So we're very excited for everything that's going to be happening at All Out. Obviously, I can't tell you everything. That would take away a lot of the magic and a lot of the fun, but I am excited that I can share at All Out. We are going to be unveiling the Women's World Championship. It's going to be the first AEW Women's World Championship, and we are so thrilled and excited. Every girl on that roster is just chomping at the bit to see the championship, to see what everything looks like, to wear that on their waist for the first time and be the first ever AEW Women's World Champion.
I have always had a long history in the gaming world. Ever since I was a very young kid at the age of 11. They had a Blockbuster Video Game Challenge in the early 90s, and I had won and competed with 200,000 other kids across the world and ended up winning. And that's when I knew that gaming was my biggest hobby and passion. About 10 years ago, I started hosting events, and they just kind of grew from there into what CEO is today. But then in 2012 is kind of where we started to draw the real-life similarities between professional wrestling and fighting games, and having a convention that was about finding out who was the best of the best, but also finding out and presenting something entertaining for people to watch and enjoy. So that was the first year I'd actually just rented a wrestling ring as the stage. I wanted something that looked special and entertaining and give players an opportunity to kind of show off their personalities. 7 years later, we're still doing a wrestling ring, and now we're doing it in a full-scale arena and having a live wrestling show at the event. So wrestling has always been sort of a real-life video game with the characters and the storytelling, and combining those worlds felt really natural when I was first introduced to Kenny Omega through fighting games. And just through meeting Kenny and understanding what he's been able to accomplish, it inspired me to just want to learn, just to be a part of it in some way. And when he had presented, he's like, I have a guy I can match you up with. Do you think you can handle it? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go train. I'm going to do my best. You know, I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't like to half-ass anything. I like to do the work. And unfortunately, you know, nobody had told a 250-pound guy, 6'2", you should be jumping off the top rope. And I wanted to replicate a finishing move I have in the game, dive kick, which is a missile drop kick. Went in for one more try, and I just twisted the wrong way and landed on my ankle and ruptured my Achilles. That convention is my world. I want to make sure everyone has the best experience possible. For that opportunity to be in a match, I wasn't going to throw it away over just a simple Achilles heel, right? And just being able to still be a part of that match and as a surprise was, I felt confident that the attendees would appreciate it, me getting in the ring with everybody. I wanted to see what it was like to come out, you know, and be a part of that. It was all about having fun and coming out, making a debut. So I took it as seriously as I could, but then with the injury setting me back, I still had to wrestle, but with a boot on. So I didn't get to show what I had learned and my full potential. But this is something I think is going to be very special. I'm going to be ready for his oil all over the place, I can tell you that. And just to have fun with it and entertain, and just the honor of being a part of the buy-in show is something I'm very excited about, and I'm not going to mess it up or miss it for the world.
My history with CIMA started in 1999. I had my first long tour with Michinoku Pro Wrestling. They put me as Curryman in a group with CIMA. He had already had an established group called Crazy Max, but CIMA was the guy that sort of took me under his wing there and helped me learn the Japanese style and what they were expecting from me as an American wrestler there. Sort of showed me the ropes. And because of that, I felt like I got very comfortable very quickly, and I felt like I had a lot more success than I would have had if I was on my own. I absolutely think that this is going to help CIMA get noticed by more people in the Western world. I mean, you have to be a really hardcore wrestling fan to know the name of CIMA and know his legacy in pro wrestling. So now, like, he's taken it upon himself to try and not just avenge the loss at Double or Nothing, but also to show the AEW fan base and to show the Western wrestling world that he's a force to be reckoned with, and he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. I've been doing mostly six-man tags, mostly tag team matches in the past couple months, so can I still perform by myself at that top level that I've wanted to perform at? And there's no better opponent to test my skills against than someone like Shima.
Growing up in Brooklyn has its ups and downs, you know. It definitely teaches you how to be tough and to take any criticism because it's a rough neighborhood out there.
I'm from Bed-Stuy, where they literally say, do or die. I've lost friends, whether it was from drugs, jail. I had to drop certain people in my life to just cope with what I wanted to do, just to like take the next step, to be a better person.
Just the fact that when I told my friends that I wanted to be a professional wrestler, they laughed at me and said, why you want to do that fake stuff? It's like, yo, it's not fake, it's a dream that I want to accomplish. It was just so hard because people, and especially Brooklyn, could convince you, yo, why are you doing that? You could do something else. Peer pressure is a big thing, especially if that's all you're surrounded by. When I first came into the House of Glory Wrestling School, you know, everybody was distant. You know, I didn't really know nobody, but I remember I had a Jeff Hardy t-shirt on. And Quinn was there, and he noticed. He says, hey, nice t-shirt. I'm like, hey, yeah, thanks, man. And then he says, yeah, it's my favorite. I said, it's my favorite wrestler. He goes, oh, it's mine too. So that right there, we clicked. And fast forward later, we was always training together, and the vibe, it was just there, you know, like we felt connected.
When I have to think about Amazing Red, I think there's so much. He's like another father figure to me. Innovator, hard worker.
I feel like Red is one of the greatest wrestlers. What he done to this business and how he impacted a lot of people. And I just feel like he deserves his credit, and hopefully a lot of people know what he's done to this business. When we got contacted by AEW, right then and there, it was the perfect moment because we got contacted right next to our training, you know, and for that means a lot to me. And just his energy being so hype, and I'm being so hype, and he's being so hype, it was like a moment of, yo, we made you proud, we did it.
We felt like that was it for us. We felt like everything we worked hard for, we made it. When I have to think about what the trust and what makes us click, I would have to say for me, it's the friendly competition. When we compete, like to see who can one-up each other in a match, that thrives me to be even better. And as far as trust, I know. And it's like every time I do something, he's like, all right, you sure you got this? Be safe. And it's every time, right before a crazy dive, right before anything that I do, he always asks me, am I safe? Am I comfortable?
His mind is way too advanced. Like his creative ability, the stuff that he thinks of, the cool moves that he thinks of is like, wow, that's dope. And he's the main part of Private Party. Like he's the brain. Like we both complement each other in different ways, but Quinn's mind is I trust him the most. Like his mind and his outlook and the way he's different. And if we made you enjoy what we do, we did our job. If you smiled what we did our job. If we made you feel like, I want to be invited to the party, these guys are fun, we did our job. That's our art right there.
It's basically our motto. We get DMs, we actually get inboxes on how do you manage to be like life of the party? How do you have the energy, the vibes? And especially in like they say a cutthroat business like pro wrestling. And I would just say the way we did is by hard work. As they say, work hard, party harder.
When you go to a party, your main objective is what? Having fun, having a good time. So we apply that rule to professional wrestling, and we also apply that rule to life. Because life, go like that. Enjoy every moment, every second.